Such a pleasure to be with you today.
Pleasure
at
is mine.
this beautiful clinic here in Beverly Hills. You are an expert in cosmetic dentistry. Tell us a little bit about your background and what led you to this work.
It's a pleasure to be here and thank you for having me. My background goes into minimally invasive and biomimetic dentistry. We really started being interested in how we can do full mouth reconstructions and smile makeovers where patients get teeth where no one can say that they are actually restoration. That led us to where we are today.
Amazing. And it's such a competitive market. Beverly Hills, California. People fly from all over the world here to do cosmetic dentistry, cosmetic surgery. How did you manage to carve out a lane for yourself? And what makes you different?
There is a lot of dental offices here in Beverly Hills especially. The common theme here is the collaboration between the dentist and the laboratory. One big issue that we see in dentistry today is not only aggressive dentistry, but also the same shape of teeth, the same design on everybody's face. The way we found a niche here is that with really close collaboration with our laboratory and keeping the practice extremely low volume, we were able to design a very custom and personal experience for every patient that flies here or visits us to do a smile makeover. That's what sets us apart. The time we get to spend with our patients, the whole process, we almost become friends with our patients, getting to know them and eventually designing a smile that really belongs to their personality and lifestyle, and not just putting ceramics on their teeth and finishing their work really quickly. So we started to have that reputation slowly, and people started to notice that if they want a natural smile, they really come to us, and I'm really proud of that.
That's great. How long does the process take? Let's say you don't live in Beverly Hills and you're going to come fly in especially. How much time would a person need, or can they do the first consultation over video? How do you work with your international clients?
We always connect with our patients before they fly here. One big advantage we have is Beverly Hills Dental Lab that is right next door. This close proximity allows us to really make the process time efficient. For a lot of our patients who fly over, we start even taking records before they get here. By the time they're here, we have the design and everything ready. That allows us to reduce the process to as little as 1 week or 2 weeks sometimes.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
The lab next door makes it happen. Once we have the design and we have the records after the first session, it becomes a very close collaboration with the laboratory and us. They're able to rush cases to 1 week turnaround. And that makes it very ideal for patients who travel here. For patients who are local, we have a little bit more wiggle room to play with the design. We want to get to know them more. We do a lot of photography, and really we get to sit down with them and do a custom smile. But it really depends on the lifestyle of our patients. We can go very short and compact without compromising the quality, or we can make it a little bit more extensive if they can have a longer stay.
Once the design is done, you fit the teeth automatically, or you put in temporaries?
To us, the temporary phase is actually the most important phase because that's essentially the blueprint of the final smile. We spend a lot of time handcrafting the temps so that the patient can really experience what we're thinking as far as the design, shape, characteristics. And once we are happy with the temporary, then our designers know exactly what we want, and then they basically transform that to ceramics.
You've been in this field for a long time. You're an expert. What do you think the future of cosmetic dentistry is?
Technology is really what's helped the laboratory to have a 1 week turnaround. And the reason is 3D printing. 3D printing is really coming up on the market, and that's how we can make 5-6 temporaries for the patient in 1 hour. And we can just put them on, and the patient gets to really see each different smile in their face and make a decision. Also, AI is coming into dentistry, and now we have the technology of even creating a movie of the patient with a new smile, so they get to see themselves talking and laughing with that smile.
That's great.
And all these little things that's entering dentistry is making our jobs easier and making the process much smoother for our patient.
Great. Is it something that's becoming more and more popular with time? Do you see the demand increasing?
Definitely, and the social media media is big here.
Yeah, of course.
You know, patients go on social media. The biggest myth here is that fast dentistry is not necessarily the best dentistry. When the operation is happening, we have a full day or a half day just reserved for our patients, because the preparation and cementation appointments are actually the most important appointments. It's a very meticulous process. Unfortunately, a lot of patients, because of what they see on social media, they think fast is the best.
Yeah.
We can have a fast turnaround for the lab, but for the process, it is actually a very time-consuming process. It shouldn't be rushed.
Yeah, because it's going to last the rest of your life, the
Exactly.
smile. Yeah. What other myths do you come across in the field, or people coming in with misconceptions about what the process is like?
The most common myth here is when we hear patients come through the door, really young patients, and they say, I want 10 veneers or I want 8 veneers, because they see a case on social media with 10 veneers or just veneers at all. You get a lot of TikTokers and influencers that come through the door and they already know, I want to get 10 veneers. They don't realize that maybe with much more minimal dentistry, we can really give them what they want. Maybe it's just 2 veneers. Maybe it's not veneers at all. Maybe they are just additive bondings and composites. That's why we really spend a lot of time educating our patients through cases that we have done and showing them that less is more. If we understand what you want, then we can tell you what kind of treatment fits you best. And the goal should always and always be with the least shaving of teeth, whichever direction you're going.
Any other myths that we should know about?
The other myth is color, actually. Patients see all these really white, fake colors and they want that.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that is completely custom to skin color, eye color, lifestyle. And we have to spend a lot of time educating our patients that whitest color is not always the best choice.
Yeah. Are veneers like normal teeth? Do they get darker with time, or is the color you put in the color for life?
The color stays stable for a very long time. It is more resilient than teeth, but they age much slower than your natural dentition. And that goes back to the quality of the ceramic that laboratories make. If the ceramic is made by a professional laboratory, it stays stable as far as color for a very long time. What we have to realize is that when we do minimal work, the teeth will age differently than veneers. So that's something that should be always considered when we're designing a smile.
Yeah, because they're still going to show next to it. Yeah.
Exactly.
For anyone who's on the fence considering whether to do this procedure or not, what would you like to say to assure them or encourage them about the benefits of doing this?
That explains our philosophy here. The philosophy of not jumping into treatment, but making sure we can give the patient what they like. We start our session with a lot of photography, a lot of documentation. And before we even touch the patient, we do digital smile design. We use AI and photography to give them a really realistic glimpse of what we are thinking as far as their smile. That really becomes a big relief for most patients.
Thank you so much. I've learned a lot. So excited for your future and the future of this amazing field. Can't wait to see what you do next.
Thank you, Yasmine. It's a pleasure to be here. It's wonderful what you have done, and it's a pleasure to be part of this beautiful community you've made.
Thank you.